Hello and welcome to the Fitness Influencers Show. My name is Carrie Harper, owner of Carrie Fit in Austin, Texas, though I'm a global brand. And this show is all about people who are influencers in the field of fitness and wellness worldwide. Why? Because fitness and wellness are preventative medicine, and that is what we discuss on this show. So today I'm excited to have with us Casey Hamm. Hi, Casey.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Casey is the blogger and website owner at caseyham.co.
Yes.
So make sure that you go check her out after the show. So Casey, we're going to start from the beginning. Where are you located?
Right now I'm in Phoenix, Arizona.
All right, Phoenix, Arizona in the United States. And tell us where the blog and website came from.
Okay, so it's relatively new. It's about a year old. And it started, of course, like most people with their health journeys and their health businesses, from a personal issue. So when I was studying in college at the University of Arizona, like most students, you get kind of stressed out and you're kind of, living a different type of lifestyle. And that took a big toll on my body. I started to have severe digestive issues, like big time. And I was just suffering from constipation so badly. And in return, as most people may or may not know, that starts to come out on your skin and other symptoms because you're not releasing your toxins. So I had massive amounts of cystic acne all over my face. And like most women and men, you are so uncomfortable and so self-conscious about that. So eventually, after being on a slew of prescribed medications from my dermatologist, I'm talking 5, 6 different types of medications that was making me super sick, I decided to call it quits and just go the holistic route. And since then, I've been studying and learning ingredients and working with different diets, you would call them. I've tested them all just to see kind of what my food allergies are and kind of implemented what had worked for me. And then in return, wanted to share that message with other people who might be struggling as well.
So this is sort of a self-propelled journey.
Yes.
That other people can take along with you.
Yes.
To learn out of your personal experience.
Exactly.
And so just to clarify, what the physician had you on were synthetics?
Yes, they were a lot of topical creams. I have a picture of them on my Instagram and my Facebook and my website. So they're topical creams. They were antibiotics. And I'm sure you know how awful those are for you. And when her solution to my acne was to have me up them to 3 times a day, I said, pump the brakes. I am not doing that. I've come here to get off of this medication, and this is your solution. And so after she told me 3 times a day, and that was her only solution, I was done at that point.
What was your next step? Like, how did you go from that to digging into your nutrition?
I started watching documentaries. It was one night, actually, because my boyfriend had come to pick me up and take me out on a date, and I was just terrified of leaving the house because my skin was so bad. And so I said, I'm not going. I'm learning something right now. I need to fix myself. I need to fix this. And so I started watching documentaries that night. And the one that really changed it all for me was Hungry for Change. It's on Netflix. Mm-hmm. And it really put into perspective what a living food is and what a fake food is. And once I understood that and was able to see it on a screen that conveyed the message to me, that's where everything started. And I became obsessed with vegetables and juicing. I've used my NutriBullet twice a day for the past 3 years. And that's really where it started. I started with juicing, just adding in vegetables and increasing water. And then from there, testing out food allergies and going from there.
Wow. And so have you documented this entire journey from the beginning, or is the journaling starting as of late?
I kind of started documenting it. I have a calendar. I should have brought it out. It's so funny because it was 12 months exactly. And on every little square, I had things written in there with what I was doing that day. And so it had everything down to the T when I stopped taking my medicines, when I used a certain face cream, but then removed it out of my lifestyle, when I brought in new foods, when I removed food. So I have a calendar that's documented in a very casual way. And then once I started getting the questions coming in, I started kind of putting out that information out there on the website and social media and whatnot.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's been a very interesting journey, but I'm glad I started to document it when I did, because sometimes, time passes and you forget what you did. But that calendar, I'm telling you, it is so funny, the stuff that's written on there.
Yes, because it's been one grand experiment after another.
It has been. And you kind of track, okay, what was I doing in this week that cleared my skin, that helped me, go to the bathroom, essentially. It was just every little thing I was tracking and putting percentages down and highlighting the good months versus the bad months. And it was just really incredible learning about yourself.
I can totally see where everybody needs to, maybe they don't need a year, but everybody kind of needs to go on this kind of journey, because everybody's body is different.
It really is, and that's kind of what I like to emphasize to people, because I'm sure they come to you and want, the one-size-fits-all model, and we wish it was that easy, but it's not. And so what I love to do is just give people the tools to test food allergies specifically, because that's what I found helped me a lot, and tell them you can pretty much eat whatever you want if your body can digest it and handle it when it comes to constipation and that type of issue. When you start seeing those red flags, that's when you have to remove it from your lifestyle. So it's the only way to figure that out is to really document what you're going through and how you're feeling before and after your meals for weeks at a time.
Right. So you introduce a new food and you track it for 2 weeks?
14 days is usually what I like to say, but you can go as long as, a month. But a lot of people like the accelerated version where it's let's find out quicker. So 14 days is pretty good.
And the same thing with removal. You remove a food and see if the skin and body changes over the course of 2 weeks?
Yep, 2 weeks. And then a lot of times you can kind of see results right away. And I tell them, if you still don't believe me, bring back the gluten, bring back the dairy, and then see how you react right after that. And usually that does the trick because they've been feeling so good. And then something really irritates their stomach and they say, okay, I believe you. Dairy's not so well. It doesn't work so well for my body.
Right. What would you say was the biggest turning point? Like, when did you notice that the food was the change in you?
I noticed that I used to eat these meals that weren't really meals. I lived on my own. And so I would go to the store and eat, I'm not even kidding, like carrots and hummus for dinner because that's what filled me up. Mm-hmm. And you start to realize that that's not a meal. That's not nourishing your body. And so, I thought I was being healthy. It was a bunch of carrots that had a bunch of sugar in it and some processed hummus that who knows what's in it. And that's the type of stuff I would eat all the time for every meal. And so the turning point was when I realized that I needed to eat full meals. I needed to have carbs and fats and protein and all sorts of stuff to really have a functioning body.
Yes, you're so right. I love that point where, and I think almost everybody has gone through this, where they hear, this is healthy. Mm-hmm. So this one thing is healthy. And so I'm just going to do that one little thing. And that's all because I got my vegetable in, right? Because I had baby carrots, and so I'm good.
Right.
Or, I heard I'm supposed to up my protein. So I'm going to drink a shake that has some kind of protein in it.
Right.
And I'm good.
Got a little bit of all the sugar that's in it and all this awful other ingredients.
And who knows, right? Because they never really read what's actually in it.
Right.
So taking that approach of everything having to work together as the whole body works together in, foods and how they work in combination
and the
in the body.
piece also, which I didn't realize had such a big role in your digestive system specifically. Just going through being stressed and tensed up, I didn't know that pulled everything up your body. And so I worked with a coach one year, kind of a personal development coach, and for an entire year. And once I was done with her, everything really started to feel better, which was just absurd to me because that was new news to me. I didn't know that what could be going on personally or, stress related or anything you were going through emotionally could really have that much of an effect on your digestive system specifically. So everything has to play into effect. And that's what a lot of people don't understand either. You can be the healthiest person in the world, but if you're depressed or sad or angry and you're holding on to something, you could still have health problems.
Definitely. And the release of cortisol is a big issue. Hormonal balance is an issue with anything that has to do with emotions, fear, and sleep. So absolutely. So tell me, when somebody goes to your website or wants some help from you, where's the starting point?
For someone who is not in my town, because a lot of my clients are in my city, so I go see them, and I've just started introducing the more virtual piece to everything. So a lot of people just go to my shop page, of course, and there's a couple ebooks on there and just other services that you can purchase. However, what I notice is that people find my email address, email me, and we kind of start chatting and go from there because it is personal issues that they're talking about. And it's hard to just go to some shop page and purchase this system when you don't know if I'm the right fit for you or if you're the right fit for me. So I would always recommend getting in contact with me first, via email or something a little bit more personal, and then we can kind of work out something together.
That makes total sense. So that leads me to my next question, which is there a next step then for your business and your website? Do you have a new vision for a way to implement that?
I do. I'm working on something really exciting right now, and I'm hoping to get it done in the next couple months. I want to start making digital type products so that, you and I don't have to be talking face to face, coaching each other, and I can just kind of give you the program and you can do it on your own. And so the next kind of big project I'm working on is I have an in-person kitchen audit, but I'm doing a virtual kitchen audit. So what that's going to entail is going through all your kitchen staples, your butters, your yogurts, your milks, everything that usually are in your kitchen, and kind of going through them and saying, you really shouldn't be having this in your kitchen, but if you do want this, this is the product you should have because, organic, it's grass-fed, all that type of stuff. So then you can really start cleaning out your kitchen. What I find about most people is they think all these products are healthy for them because of the advertising that's on them, and it's just not. And so that's right now, that hurts my soul when I go into people's kitchens and they say, oh, this is healthy. And I'm like, oh, it's not. So that's the immediate I want to put out.
That's a good point. And there's been so many news articles, not advertisements, but the news articles that are telling us to make sure that we're reading because there are no laws that govern words like natural. I mean, there's no governing to that word. And so somebody can sell you a chemical product,
right,
a synthetic product, and call it natural. So that's great. You're teaching them to turn it around and see what they're eating. And also replacement, so important that they're not just getting rid of everything,
right,
that they're replacing it with something that's going to fill the void. And I've noticed, once people start eating whole foods and the right foods for them, things like cravings go away because they're filling that void that the cravings are trying to tell them, I need this, I need this, I need this. And it's just getting all mixed up in the brain wiring.
Right.
So it's just showing up in strange ways. So you're giving them that replacement that can fill the void and calm the body and the skin and and start the healing from the gut. So
exactly. It's so important. I feel like the gut is almost your most important piece of this crazy puzzle that you're walking on every day. It really is. And it's so difficult because I feel like a lot of people, including myself for a long time, were so uneducated in this topic. I mean, you taught in school your different functions and the purpose of it, but you're not really taught how you fuel it and how you use it to really energize yourself and live this life that you are supposed to be living. A lot of people are stuck in this like chronic, depression on their couch watching TV, and your body is meant to move. Your body is meant to function. And I just want to get people off the couch and living this beautiful life.
Yeah, once your eyes are opened, it's amazing. It's so different, right?
Yes.
It makes all the difference in the world. It's so funny that food impacts mood the way that it does, and energy and just life and everything.
Yes.
And, both of us can smile and we feel great. And it's really due to what we're putting inside of ourselves. Mm-hmm. I have a couple of questions that have come up from some people that are listening. And, this might be too personal. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to, but I think it's a valid question, whether or not you think that gluten and the menstrual cycle are related.
I don't want to comment too much on the menstrual cycle because I'll be really honest with you. I have been on birth control for so long, and I just recently got off of it. And as of, I want to say 3 months ago. And so I have always had a really, really regular period, no matter what I was going through at the time. Now that I'm off of birth control, I have been tracking again what's going on with my body to see if different things affect it and whatnot. And I have been really lucky and haven't had any issues.
Fantastic.
And I'm so thankful for that because I've heard just horror stories. And so I've been really, really great in that department, but I also live this lifestyle. I'm in this zone. And so I don't, eat the gluten too much. I don't eat sugar that often. So I haven't had to really battle that with my menstrual cycle yet.
So you might just not be the right example of that for this person, but we could possibly know someone who's gone through a similar experience and can speak out of experience. I can't speak out of experience there either. Right. But that's an interesting question. Mm-hmm. Was there anything that you wanted to add about your business or what you're doing for us today?
Just the fact that it's important. I always tell my clients or people who are considering being my client is that we have to be the right fit for each other. I really try to bring people in who are willing to be open-minded, who isn't going to close the door when I suggest something. We have to be the right fit because my job is to get you healthier. And if you're unwilling to take those steps, you're unwilling to, spend a little bit of money to buy a couple of, supplements or products that are really going to help you, we might not be the right fit because I need someone who's on that same level with me, who's willing to really dive in and do this. So I always kind of manifest these clients to me who are just ready. And that's really exciting because I can kind of guide them along the way. But if you're just looking for information, certainly I have lots of information, lots of blog posts on my website and social media. If you're looking for that partnership to really take you into a healthier lifestyle, that's when I would love to work with someone.
That's great news. Thank you, Casey, for joining us today.
Yes, thank you.